Howdy y'all, welcome back to Sandy Bottom Homestead, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great day. And we're going to talk about this here, where's that, right there, shade house that we built. Yeah, so by the end of this video, I'm going to make a decision. I don't know what I want yet, but I'm going to make a decision by the end of this video if we're actually going to keep it. So let me show you what's been going on with it. And it ain't all rosy, I can tell you that much. There she is, the shade house. Just a quick recap, it's one of those green houses that you put the plastic on top, took the plastic off, put a shade cloth on it to start seeds, and we tied it down, and I never ended up putting another stake on it. I just tied it to the swing here because the first thing that happened to it is we got a storm and she toppled over. So yeah, she toppled over and we had to pick it back up. So you know what that means. Everything that was inside, kaput. So we saved what we could, and I'll take you inside in a minute, but I'll show you what else I added to it to try and keep it to stay still, which has been working. For the record, it's definitely been working. All I did is I came in and I just got this big fat cat. No, I'm just joking. I got these blocks and put them on there, and that really made the difference. We had just gotten a really bad storm and some strong winds, so you can see all the black and white speckling. That is seeds that has started. So let me weave my way in here now. It's not as easy to get in. And so we can see that's what we got. So the first thing we lost was our cabbages. So that's what we've got left of cabbages. Well, that, for lack of a better term, blows. We lost these onions first. So believe it or not, the little bit of onions that are in here, there's plenty of onions here and here. So we're not short on onions by any stretch of the imagination. And then finally, our Brussels sprouts fell over. So, you know, all the seedlings are really struggling. That being said, with the addition of this shade house, we were able to keep it cooler. It stays about 5 degrees cooler than outside, which is a big difference. It does get a lot of shade during the day, but when the strongest sun comes from this direction, it does stay cooler. And other than that, I mean, this thing, it's been a great addition, I would say. The thought of it was really sexy. I forget to show you this too. What I did to hold it together is I just took some twine and just tied it real tight across, and that held, I don't know if you remember, but this bar was having a hard time staying together, and so that's holding this all in place. So it's not terrible. Terrible part is my f***ing seeds are all over the ground. So we're gonna have to start over. I'm gonna have to start some more, and I'm not sure how I want to handle this. I mean, the question is, and this is just my thought process right now, is do you give it another go, or do you just scrap it and just move everything inside? Oh, I want to be clear too. The first time the cabbage seeds came out, the tray itself blew out onto the ground. The structure did not move. The second time, the whole structure fell over. So that being said, now it's not really going to fall over. I mean, you can see I'm pushing on it pretty hard. I mean, I'm not leaning my full weight on it. I'm a big guy, got a championship belt and all. So, you know, I'm not going to put all my weight on it. But this thing right here, as of right now, it's not really going to go anywhere. The problem is getting things to stay in place. I've gone over a couple things that I can do, and I'm not sure where I sit with them. So let me take you back inside. So, you know, obviously if you want to keep things inside, what I've been thinking about is, you know, you'd have to either put something up to block the wind or catch it. So if it blows, which I can't believe this blew out, but it was, no, actually, I take it back. It was this one. You know, these are really light on its own, so it's no surprise, honestly. So the question is, you know, do you put something in to hold it in place. What do? The problem is you're going to start blocking sunlight. You're just going to start getting a plethora of issues from this. So I started looking at it, and I think my only option is to take, I could take some of this twine here, and all this is just twine from hay bales. And what I could end up doing is weaving it in. So do something like this. And I'm not going to do it permanently right now. And then coming back down like that, and getting another piece long enough to go around. So if this actually blew, it would hit it and then it wouldn't blow out. So the other problem would be coming this way. So I'd have to do twine going this way. And I would even probably, just for safety's sake, put a piece going down here. But typically the wind's not coming from this direction because you have all these woods here. So yeah, you can see where the problem sits with this. Just go back and forth and say, like, how much is it worth? How much do I want to put into it? How much effort? And to be honest, like, as I'm filming this video, I go back and forth because I really, really want this to work. I really want to start seeds outside, and I really want them to be a lot easier. And to be honest, this has been very easy, especially because the seedlings are small. Take away the fact that everything blew over and flipped out. Watering them has not been too bad. That being said, we have been getting daily 10, 15, 20-minute showers at night. So it's able to keep everything nice and damp. But, it's cooler. The seeds are staying damp. I have not had to really water them. And everything was progressing good. It blew over. And that's something that you got to think about, when it comes to all of these things and these tricks and stuff like that, and these products, they're not really made for real use. I feel like somebody in an office is sitting there thinking, how can I make a quick dollar? What can I make in order to make a quick buck and make it affordable enough so everybody will buy one before we figure out how much junk they are? This is a product meant for inside. End of story. I know there's people that use them outside, and that's fine. Now, I will say this. The plastic cover that went over it definitely helped keep the structure together, and it would help keep all of the plants in. And I am very aware of that, so I don't need you to comment telling me that. I understand that. What I'm saying, though, is this is an incredible waste of resources as it stands now. I really want to make it work. And so moving forward, we're going to do the best we can. If you're starting seeds outside, I'm about to tell you what my final judgment is on the shade house. But if you keep your seedlings outside for fall, let us know how they're doing in the heat, because that's always been my big question. And one of the things I wanted to figure out this year was, if I put them in the heat, are they going to bolt prematurely? Is this shade house something that I need in order to bypass that? Or is it something that they need to be a certain age beforehand? Because the way I'm looking at it, if a plant, let's say I plant broccoli in the spring and it bolts, and let's take the gardener out of the equation completely. No more gardener, just a plant in a field or in nature. It bolts and it drops its seed. The point of it is to repopulate, right? To keep the genetics going. That's the whole point of the whole seeding process and everything. So does that, it drops its seed. Let's say, usually if I'd let my broccoli go around June or July, the seed pods would pop open. The seed would drop to the ground. It's going to restart. And so it's going to start food. There's a purpose. I mean, this was created for not just people, but nature to eat and consume. That's why we found it so tasty and delightful to grow. If I did that, if it does that, then it would grow again form a head, go to seed, and start that process all over again. And so that's been my real hang up with this whole situation. Is this even necessary? That's the question. The only way to find out, to be honest, is to stop cheating the system, Ben. I'm Ben. And stick a tray of seeds out in the sun for the rest of the summer and see what happens. And I believe what we have here is we have a perfect situation to do that. We've got seedlings that have gotten all jacked up inside of there. And I think if we're going to go ahead and replant everything in here, we should take what we have out here, stick them outside, take care of them, and see what happens so we get a final answer. I think that's it, but here's my final answer for the structure. And that was therapeutic. No seedlings are harmed in the filming of this final scene.